Hello everyone, welcome back. So I was watching Jeremy Fragrance's recent video about adverts, the best adverts for fragrances or commercials for fragrances, and I thought, what would I do if I had to come up with my own advert for a fragrance? So as I'm reviewing this one today, Gentleman by Givenchy, I thought let's have a go. Here's a kind of tasteful yet compelling, seductive advert I would make for Gentleman Givenchy.
Gentleman Givenchy.
Les dames quittent vos culottes à la maison.
Hello everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining me for another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing Gentleman by Givenchy. This one is not out yet as the time of making this video. It's coming out really soon, and thank you very much to the fragrance community friend who hooked me up with my 50ml bottle here for the purposes of review. So, what's the story behind this one? Well, this one is a sort of a re-release or reissue or reimagining of an old scent. Givenchy Gentleman from 1974 is a real classic masculine fragrance that gets really good reviews on written reviews online, things like Base Notes and Fragrantica. Luca Turin says the old one was really good. And it's a great classic fragrance. It's got some leather, patchouli, they're maybe the two dominant notes. There's civets, there's a bit of animalistic stuff in there, cinnamon, very pungent, rich, masculine powerhouse fragrance from the 1970s. The old one looks something like this, and these days you can get one in your shops that looks more like this. So they've slightly changed it. It's been reformulated probably several times, and the modern version is just a little bit less rich and pungent than the older one that I've got, but very similar smell in how I would describe it. So a real classic fragrance, but it does smell dated. For young men today, not many of you, unless you're into classic fragrances, are going to enjoy it, and probably not popular, I would guess, with many young ladies. I think if a Jeremy Fragrance girl smelled it, it would definitely go in the not liking pile. So there are some people who still like the old one, but the adherents of this one probably getting older and older, and a bit like First World War veterans. There are fewer of them left each year. They're dying out. I believe it's going to be put in the Parfums Mythique series of reissues alongside things like Xerius and Monsieur de Givenchy, which you can still get in their kind of reissue series. So hopefully it's not going to be totally disappearing if you really like that one. But then on to the subject of the video, the new one, Gentleman Givenchy. So the gentleman comes first, then the word Givenchy. So I think they've slightly rejigged the name in that respect. So we can see from this advert and the one that was at the beginning where the man was holding a kitten that they're really trying to promote the idea of a new man, and they said they're gentle man with a space between the gentle and the man, so you're supposed to be a gentle man, a new man, soft. They want to emasculate us all. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, it's the modern man they're trying to promote with this fragrance. Who's behind it and what does it smell like? Let's find out. The perfumiers on this one are Olivier Cresp and Natalie Lawson. Olivier Cresp did, amongst other things, Versace Man Eau Fraiche, and he also did the original Thierry Mugler Angel, a great important fragrance for women. And Natalie Lawson has brought us Encre Noire by Lalique, a real recognised classic, and she also did Bentley for Men Intense, which a lot of us fragrance reviewers really like, so hopes maybe a little bit high for this one. Let's get into the notes. In the top we've got pear and cardamom, in the mid it's iris and lavender, in the base patchouli, leather accord and black vanilla. The company are describing this one as a combination of power and sweetness. So I have some on a card here that I've sprayed just now. I've been wearing it for about 3 or 4 days. I had a good 2 full proper wearings of it and bits of it on various parts of my anatomy. So let's see what I think. In the opening, the first thing that I said was Dior Homme. The iris note is really noticeable, so it's reminiscent of things like Dior Homme, the original one, the EDT. It's also, it reminds me a little bit of Prada's L'Homme, and to some extent of Valentino Uomo Intense, although it's a little fresher and more daytime appropriate than that one. The pear note is also definitely there, and I got a mixture. Maybe if I hadn't have seen the notes, I would have said maybe pear and or apple, and maybe even grape. So it's a sort of slightly sweet fruitiness, not quite in the citrus, really zesty fresh realm, but a sort of sweet fruitiness. And that of course ties in with the sweet theme that's there, also in the base note of black vanilla. So it reminded me maybe a little bit of Charles candies, like if you had pear flavour candy, or ones with an apple theme, that kind of ones that would become probably in a garish turquoise packet and would be that colour from loads of E numbers in them. Gave me that kind of feeling a bit, I'm afraid to say. The iris note was very nice and crisp. It was leaning towards the Prada L'Homme end of iris type fragrances, where they're quite clean and crisp smelling, and it has that kind of office friendly element to it. Very metrosexual, very much a 21st century fragrance for the modern man. The old one is a pungent man's man, hairs on your chest type fragrance, and this is anything but. I like the bottle, it pays tribute to the old one nicely there, and but really there the similarities end. So this is not a comparison video, because there is no comparison. They're just relaunching it using a popular name of an old fragrance. The scent has really nothing in common. So this one is sweet, a little bit fresh, and quite versatile. You can wear it in pretty much all times of the year. I think maybe not in really hot heat. You might want something more transparent, but pretty much any time of year. Work appropriate, yes. Good for dates, definitely. Performance on this one, not very good. Medium to below average actually for me so far, I would say. It doesn't project very strongly, and longevity seems not that great. Doesn't seem to last very well, not very potent, so you're going to have to use quite a lot if you really want to be smelled. On the upside, of course, that makes it okay or good for dates and work where you don't want to offend anybody. The smell itself is just a little bit underwhelming, I'm sad to say. It reminds me a little bit of many other things that we have on the shelves. It seems a mixture of Dior Homme or Prada L'Homme, a little bit of La Nuit de l'Homme sweetness in there, and some vanilla. So even reminds me a little bit of recent releases like Paco Rabanne's Pure Excess or Armani's Stronger With You, in that it has this sweet metrosexual vibe, a little bit of generic masculine woodiness, and a slight lack of uniqueness or excitement, I'm afraid, for fragrance aficionados. So to summarise this scent, I would give it a 6.5. It's pleasant, it's likeable. On the downside, it has very little that's unique or exciting about it compared to other things we can already get. It doesn't perform particularly strongly, and although it smells nice, I don't think it has any particular wow, that's amazingly sexy factor about it. So for me, it seems like a very safe fragrance that is not daring or adventurous, quite likeable, but really no reason to purchase this above other things that have used similar notes or themes, perhaps in a more interesting or bold way before this one. So if you want a really nice iris and vanilla scent, you could go for Valentino Uomo Intense, more powerful and sexy smelling. If you want the office safe iris, Prada L'Homme probably does a better job without the slightly annoying pear thing. I didn't quite enjoy that much in this one. And if you want an out and out sweet, fruity, masculine fragrance, that, you know, Invictus, if you want the young playful ones, 1 Million will give you a more satisfying and maybe a little bit more of a wow factor club banging rendition of that. So this one, to me, I'm sad to say, 6.5 out of 10, perfectly pleasant, a little bit underwhelming, and I hope to bring you news of a new release that I actually like as soon as I find one. But until then, I have to keep telling the truth. So let me know what you think about this one. Has anyone else out there tried it? Thanks very much for watching. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.